town, there are somewhere dreams, patiently holding out to grab the brass ring, to see their dream come true. Sends a spark through the darkened hole of the mind, till light appears in happy tears. That's where my love shines. Quiet in mind, the silent days, to see ourselves defined by our way and grace. And I long to hold you with all my might, as through the night our hopes combine, to ignite our eyes like fireflies. That's where our love shines. Town, there are somewhere dreams, gracefully reaching out to pull our strings. And I've seen what love can do. I understand, it's like the candle glowing in the wine. It fills the heart with silver stars. That's where my love shines.
I am sure that many of you are aware of that one of the things that the Sasquatch people and other guides do is they connect like-minded people. And they connect you to people that can enhance your journey, and also people that you can plant a few seeds with and enhance their journey, if they so decide. So this happens all the time. And often when I'm talking to people that they want me to talk to, I can feel them listening in, or I can feel their energy approval. I mean, it's happened, even in the last week, it's happened a few times just talking to people. So it's an ongoing thing. In the first quarter of 2018, I embarked on my first overnighter of the year to one of my favorite places, situated by a river with clear, pristine, drinkable water. The weather was warm and inviting, and I was feeling the anticipation of the forest people. It was not the kind of energy that can bring me instantly to tears, but it was still deep and consistent and beautiful. I was grateful to be there. I packed light, leaving both my tent and sleeping bag behind, opting instead to sleep out in the open on my Thermarest mattress. I was counting on a roaring fire keeping me toasty warm, which it did to a point. In the early morning hours, I was dangerously close to sleeping right in it as the temperature dropped dramatically. I was walking a fine line between staying warm and doing my personal limitation of the Human Torch. My hike was harder than usual, as the spring thaw from the majestic, snow-covered Block Mountains had the trail impassable in places. The water ran deep and fast at points, and I had to get inventive and maneuver through thick brush, riddled with cruel, barb-covered bushes. The flying Wallendas would have been proud as I braved many a wooden tightrope, high above a watery pitfall. At one point, I strongly considered camping closer in, but a liberal sprinkling of bull-headed stubbornness prevailed, and I forged on. Just before reaching my destination, I stretched out by the river and soaked in the rays and the vibe. A young man and his dog approached me from behind and asked me some particulars about the trail from that point. The exact question escapes me, but we exchanged civil greetings before he moved on. Shortly thereafter, I also packed up my belongings and continued on the last leg of my journey. When I got there, I was surprised to see the young man and his dog checking out the area. It is unusual to see anybody there, and I have never seen any indication that anyone has actually camped. It is remote and isolated. The young man and I started chatting, but ironically his name escapes me. Oddly enough, his scruffy little dog's name does not. Wilbur was a typical terrier, gleefully busying himself with whatever adventures his nose would lead him to. The young man mentioned that he had spent many hours hiking in these woods, and that opened up the opportunity for me to ask a question. Have you ever seen or experienced anything unusual in here? Not really, he replied, but a guy once told me he saw a Sasquatch in here once. As we continued talking, he recalled another incident that had him puzzled. On a camping trip some years previous, he had heard something charging and retreating, just out of his sight behind the tree line. To him it sounded like it was walking on two legs, and to me it sounded like a classic example of bluff charging. The entire time we were talking, I was feeling a strong energy from the locals. They do this when they approve of me talking to others. They can see the potential in people, and this signature energy always lets me know that they support me talking to a particular individual. Suddenly in mid-sentence, my new friend snapped his head around quickly and appeared startled. He explained that he had just heard something crashing around in the bush. Now my hearing is not the best, but it is also possible the commotion was just for him. Did it sound like it was walking on two legs, I asked? He agreed that it did. At this point, he was pondering things deeply. As we wrapped up, I told Wilbur's guy to keep an open mind and suggested he talk to the elder brothers. Tell them some nut said to say hello and invite them to introduce themselves. He told me that he was a science type, but I knew that he was much more than that. A seed had been planted. Was he willing to water it? After Wilbur's guy left, I busied myself with the task at hand, gathering a boatload of firewood for the long night ahead. I was also a bit concerned with bears, seeing as there was easy access to my campsite from the trail, just above. As I picked up a piece of wood at the tree line, I got hit up with a strong, loving energy. We are watching over you. I felt totally at ease. Throughout the night, I played my drum for them, singing songs about individual clan members, improvising as I went. One tribute to Raj, Ari's daughter, went on for 20 minutes or so. She was my first conscious contact, and I will always hold her dear to my heart. She always believed in me, and I hold her in high esteem. I imagined the entire clan was dancing along with me on the beach. And perhaps they were. When I awoke the next morning, I was honored with a great gift and a testament to their love. There, just yards from my thermarest, lay a beautiful XA combo glyph. It was crafted out of snapped peel sticks and placed thoughtfully where I could not help but notice it. My personal meaning for XA is friendship welcome, or the X, from the clan of RE, which is the A. And although I have seen it many times, it never ceases to touch my heart in a profound way. Thank you, guys. Family is a precious thing, and I am honored to be part of yours.
Man, we're like in another world here today. Like the head and the body are like in two different places. What a feeling we've had all day. Randy drumming. The blue heron over there. Man, that drum sounds nice today.